What's up, YouTube? Y'all, let me go on to Facebook real quick, y'all. Y'all hold on a second. And let folks know I'm here. I think I get everything in order. Okay. Let's go, baby. To the hole in the wall. I spend my good all in a hole in the wall. Y'all like my t-shirt? Yeah. I got quite a few of them. I have a bunch of them in my head as far as t-shirt. I'm sure my Facebook page. Hold on, YouTube. Facebook. I'm cool with being black, male, and straight. It seems to be the big threat in this country, being straight. Really, it's not. It's like it's not being promoted. And yeah. So let's see what we got going on here. But anyway, okay, over there. Yeah. So, whew, all right. Let y'all come on in here. Come on in. Let me know you're here. Let's get this thing straight. And so I want to do this before I go and work out. Getting my wintertime workout on. They say some of us are built in the winter. And so I'll be fumbling back and forth this winter. Go to the gym, don't go to the gym. Go to the gym, fall out the gym about 3 weeks. Go back to the gym. Y'all know how it is. Christmas, Thanksgiving, eating coming up. Christmas, eating coming up. The New Year's Eve, gallivanting, reveling coming up. So, yeah, pick a fine time to talk about hitting the gym. But this is the good thing. I can, thwart or counteract the food consumption that's going to happen in the next, let's see, October. Well, I missed Halloween. I didn't eat too many sweets for Halloween. I'm not a big candy guy like that. Or kind of. But anyway, y'all, what's good? It's your man Rico, the opinion. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in and having this conversation with me or listening to me give my address. This is basically my address. State of the Black Vote address. Because so much has happened. And on the eve of November 5th, which is election day, Tuesday, 2024. Today is November 1st. Damn it. Today is November 4th. The eve of when we're going to vote for president and other offices on November 5th, or Super Tuesday as they call it times. Or Super Tuesday connected to the primaries. Whatever. I won't be a part of voting tomorrow on November 5th because I early voted. I took care of that, got it out of the way, and I hope a lot of you did. According to reports, a little 60 million people, probably more than that by now. This was like last week when they reported 60 million people in the country did early voting. And yes, some of the shenanigans are already popping off, I guess you can say on both sides, but you know, as the brother from this YouTube TD Media Group, he refers to as they may be trying to pull some 2020 magic. But tomorrow may the best man win. But I want to talk about us, as I always do. I'll talk about us and our behavior. Me being in the mental health field for the past 28 years. I can't help but talk. I can't help but make observations about behavior. And those of you who've been on my YouTube channel, my Facebook page, y'all know I go straight to the books. I go straight to the scholars. And I do a comparing, contrasting of behaviors. It's like, there's a saying I came up with years ago. So it's almost as if black people have gotten numbered by the summer. I guess as a group or as movements. It's almost like it's a spit in the face of all the scholars who have given their lives, gave up their families, gave up their livelihoods to come up with original documents, original books and research and all these wonderful things that they left in the effort of trying to educate foundational black Americans about who we are and whose we are. And to teach us, most importantly, about how to correctly purport ourselves in this country as black folks. But we seem to seem to have gotten distracted over the past 50 years, 40. And the way we play the game, playing in America, is never played to our advantage. We've allowed so many outsiders to come in and distract us from being black and distract us from having a black agenda. Rico, what you mean by that? Distract us? Well, you know, when Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Amos Wilson, Dr. John Jackson, Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X, also Denmark Vesey, and all these scholars, all these people on there. And I can go down the list. Dr. Julia Hare, Dr. Francis Cress, I mentioned her, Brother Neely Fuller, the scholars, Brother Dale Jones, members of the Black Panther Party, one of them being Chairman Hampton and others. You know, they gave their lives to write books and to do lectures, to go around to teach black people how to correctly purport ourselves in this country and reap the most benefits of it. And understand that I don't care what's going on in America, you can get the new iPhone 30. You're still 3/5. But we never behave like we are under the microscope of racism, white supremacy. There's some scholars who even came, I think it was Dr. Amos Wilson who came up with the phrase, under the illusion of inclusion. And I think as a lot of us have really just fell for it. And we continue to do it because we've allowed outsiders such as multiculturalism, multiracial. Then they have this thing called diversity, equity, and inclusion, intersectionality. All these things, you got feminism, homophobia, all of these distracting forces came about, and they fed off of the fat of our efforts as foundational black Americans in this country and passed us as a group. See, here's black people, and then you have all these other people to kind of branch off of us using our same from the civil rights movement. The civil rights movement, in my opinion, was a distraction from the black agenda. Because only in, I just said, only a certain segment of black benefit from all those things I just said. Y'all remember, do y'all want me to repeat it? See, we are a group, black people, we were brought over. And I even go further back, understand that when they packed us in the bows of ships, we weren't all from the same tribe. So therefore, there's a language barrier, there were cultural barriers, and same people packed under those slave ships. They came from different tribes. I got all of that. I understand all of that. But when we came to America, that's when the identity came in. Yeah, they black like me because we were the only ones here. He won't throw a Native American distraction. But then the goal was to never ever allow these people to become any real significant in this country. Even with those rules, slave codes, and then 100 more years of Jim Crow, and then not to mention in under that of white supremacy, slave codes, white supremacy, Jim Crow, you had lynchings, and you had the extreme discrimination, you had all of these things that was going on, harassment and overcharging black people, taxing us. No, when you read history, it's a great equalizer. You know, I heard it before, but it was an older black lady on social media said, I'm voting now because they used to charge us $2 to vote. Isn't that something? In addition to having to take a reading test in order to vote. They might need to, the way that we vote today, they might need to bring that back. Take a reading test before you're able to vote, because I swear, a lot of us don't vote based on having read anything or studied anything. And then you have this other distraction, intersection. What the hell they got doing anything? Diversity, equity, inclusion. What the hell they got doing anything? That's weird. Without all these different things, and then it's affirmative action thing. So if we stuck to our guns as black people, wouldn't have all this food going on. All of these groups that came over by way of airplanes, of other boats, riding on the top of the ships, leaving their countries, all these immigrants, leaving their countries voluntarily because countries were shitholes, war, famine, dictator. They came over to America where black folks were having war being waged on us, dictated to, and they came over with white skin, and they were able to benefit because they were white under a country that ruled ruled with white supremacy. Got it? So you would think that with this understanding of in this country, we would be doing a lot better. Let me give you an example of what I mean. Every group that comes over here as an immigrant, they understand that, hell, my home wasn't shit. So I came to America. Our goal is to take advantage of the education, the economics, and I'm unbothered. But also, see, a lot of us didn't read far enough or have not read the right information that every day, that when immigrants come over, America assists them in their arrival economically. What's going on today, what the Democratic Party has done in order to replace the black vote with these immigrants, America's always done that for immigrants over black Americans. If you understand the Constitution of this country, we're in there as 3/5 of human beings. That's why shit is always happening to us. But we messed around and we fought. We allowed a segment of black people fought for inclusion and assimilation instead of human existence, which means we would have been, we did at one point, but after 1965, we stopped practicing black economics and started taking our money elsewhere. Like immigrants, we know the statistics. Asian dollar travels in the Asian community at least 10, 15 times before even $2 leaves. The Jewish community, money circulates all of them. The Hispanic community, same thing. They have businesses and they support each other, and it goes round and round. But the black dollar stays amongst black no more than 1 hour. So that's because we bought into this intersectionality, diversity, multiculturalism. They didn't stuck with their culture, and they're not attacked for it. We fell for the foolishness because we followed celebrities. We followed very popular politicians who were for black people but for themselves. I'm going to get back to that civil rights movement. 7 black men said, we don't own anything, can't keep them, without infrastructure. Yeah. What's up, 7? And so what we did was, we stopped paying attention to our scholars. And so this gave rise to these 3 who wanted to be more comfortable in captivity instead of fighting like the Haitians did against the French. But the Haitians must have took a nap, because how are you still paying some people whose ass you kicked? And how do they still get to run your country when you defeated them with less armory than they had? Got it? So American blacks being led by these plucked particular blacks, we have names for these 3 groups of blacks who didn't want to fight for freedom, fight for inclusion. Black Greeks, black gays, and black religious, or let's say Boule/Greeks, black gays, and religious. These three groups of blacks. They didn't fight for black autonomy. They didn't want to fight for Wakanda. They didn't want to fight. They wanted access to jobs, positions, and interracial sex. These 3 groups, I'll debate any one of them. If you're a black gay, let's get it. If You're a black Greek, let's go at it. And black religious who believe Jesus Christ is white and all that, let's have at it. Because I'll destroy you. Rest in peace, Brother Steve Coakley. See, when you do the reading, you understand what this thing's about. And so we fell into all of this. We bought it lock, stock, and barrel. And our people have been getting our ass whooped ever since. Then we messed around and chose a political party to always these three groups of blacks. These three groups of blacks benefit from the Democratic Party. The masses of blacks are still struggling and messed up. Economically speaking, morally speaking, it's depravity. Not all, but too many. And so black gays, black Greeks, and black religious folks, they're the ones who benefit from the Democratic Party. Because these are the ones, as y'all notice, every election season, they're out there, hey, vote for Democrat, don't Republican, don't vote for nobody else. Okay, I'm not voting for who I vote for. We don't need to vote for no independents. That's a wasted vote. I mean, they try to keep you on that Democratic plantation. Now, during the days of Jim Crow, when we needed each other and they couldn't get in, well, we worked and built our own. What happened to real black pride? Well, it gave into religious pride, gay pride, and Greek pride. I'll debate any member of those three groups. Let's do it. Because you can't debate facts. Because the main people that are coming out pushing Democrat are these three groups of blacks. Or Steve Coakley referred to them as, no, the niggas with ups. That's all they ever want. They want to be governor, they want to be city council, they'll be CEO of some white company. They ain't never talking about ownership or building infrastructure in black neighborhoods. No, they just move out, encourage others to do that. And for our own survival here, a lot of us moved out. And then, the job of the corporate white media is to push them up front. Now they've evolved into, like they were in the 50s and 60s, the black celebrities. I'm talking about the Democratic Party because that's who black people vote for at over 93%. Every go. So please spare me. What do you think the Republicans gonna do? We're not supposed to do anything because we don't vote for them, remember? But then there are those of us in the black community, the black collective, we understand that, you know what? Damn all that. Let me move around. Let me try Republican. Let me try an independent. I thought it was a democracy, right? But how come it's only a democracy when you're doing what people want you to do? I'm black and I'm saying, yeah, go for the Democratic candidate. I'm practicing democracy, or I'm going in line with the group. The truth is, there's no black collective as a one unit group. We're segmented out. But these three main groups are the ones that have been put up front. They're called the boulets, or boulets is French for keepers of the gate. Meaning these are gatekeepers. These are ones that keep information from flowing to the rest of us because they get 2 nickels or 2 shiny dimes for diming us out and selling us out or keeping information away from us. They, as Kwame Brown referred to it as, they're part of the go along, get along gang. That's them. Your black athletes, your black actresses, a lot of your black politicians that's Democratic. It's amazing how this works. Rico, how does and this is the state of the black vote. We've never understood what the black vote is. We always talked about how difficult it was to get, but we never talked about how important it is. You ever notice that? People come at you, well, our people fought hard to get the vote. Okay. But when we got it, look how we use it. And then those who decide not to use their right to vote at all, then they get attacked. I didn't know we had to. I didn't think we got the right to vote. So you can tell us who the fuck to vote for. That's strange to me. That's weird. I thought when we got the right to vote, just like anything, you do with it as you please. I didn't know it on the application. When I registered for my voter registration card, it had on there, or it was a directive because I'm black. I see it on my application. All right, you black, You better be voting Democrat. But we were told by our black mothers and black grandmas and all that stuff, you black, you Democrat, because they the one for the, get this, the post. And you know, after a while, as I got older, I said, how come black people has been known as poor folks by all these by these elderly blacks? No, they for the poor folks. But you know one thing I never heard Democrats talk was poor people. Y'all ain't pick up on that? They never talk to poor people. Barack Obama didn't. Bill Clinton didn't. I'm just talking about all the presidents that I can remember that. I'm see. The only somebody that really talked about the poor and they got him the hell up out of there was Jimmy Carter. Because I was here with Jimmy Carter. I was like in the 70s. I was in elementary school. First, third, second, third, some shit like that. Jimmy Carter. But after then, Democrats don't talk about people. Even Kamala Harris, the latest Democratic selected, because she didn't go through a process to become the nominee. She says the middle class help the middle class. Y'all know there's a level under the middle class called poor people. The middle class, they got jobs. They live in middle class suburban neighborhoods. Hey Nisi said because the DNC creates over programs that keep you in poverty. Correct. And so never talk about poor, but then old black people always like to say, well, you know, that's for poor people. And so I started, all that stuff goes to my mind. I said, well, how come? But then you talk about Republicans. One thing they talk about is economics, how to get their money. That's what they talk about, how to get that money. And so we have been so immature with our vote as a group. I say this in all honesty because as evidenced by, we voted 60 years for one political party, and we still have these major ghettos across the country that vote Democrat. Now, mind you, I'm aware of racism, white supremacy. I'm aware of redlining, redistricting, and redlining. All of that. Did y'all know that none of that would really play a part if we were connected as a racial group like groups are? Did y'all know when the redlining and the redistricting happened, there are black politicians sitting in seats in the state house and city government? Did y'all know that? So how are they able to do that with all this black representation? I can tell you why. Because the people that blacks vote in, black Greeks, black gays, or extra religious. They don't vote in people who think like Malcolm X. They don't vote in they don't vote for people who think like Fred Hampton. They always vote in, as Kwame Brown said, they vote for the nice talking N-word. That's what Kwame Brown says. You know, in other words, those very proper, we should fight this. Well, I think that racism is a horrible thing in our people. I think now they're using the word black folk like they're not part of us. Y'all pay attention to these snake salesmen they call black Democrats. See, we already know who the liberal white is. Malcolm X taught us about who the liberal white is, who the conservative white is, and the moderate Democrat. And so when he talked about them, he also meant the so-called black liberal. The black liberal likes these policies because they benefit. The black Democrat is a walking 501c3. They go around asking for donations all the damn time. Nisi says, after the 80s, Urban League, NAACP, CBC churches sold the black community. Right, when that Nisi, thank you. When that FBA came, the FBI, what's that, faith-based initiative? Shout out to George W. Bush. And all of a sudden, there's a creation of mega churches, and the black community ain't been the same ever since. Who is this? Dana the Great One? What's that? Dana the Great One says, where do you think that racism comes from? Yes, it's the Democrats. Well, I would say politically, my taught us that it doesn't matter if the Caucasian is a Democrat or Republican still. The difference is the wolf or the fox. Same thing. But I think we bought into the wolf, Dana the Great One. We the fox. And black people really, and it's the most amazing thing. You have a chicken coop and the wolf comes like, hey, get away from here, get away from here. That's Republican Party. Get away from here, get away from here. And then the Democrat comes, I'm a vegetarian. I ain't even with all that. What I want to do is I can even you feed your chickens. Uh-huh. They say, oh, he with us. Come on in, Fox. Then next thing you know, they go off and leave the fox in the coop, chicken coop. Then next thing you know, uh, he come out the damn coop, pull them feathers out of his mouth. Ooh, ooh. Let me tell y'all something. There was an accident. I don't know what happened. Some chickens got away, but that's okay. So that's the kind of foolishness we're on. Yeah. But Sandy says ain't no more middle class. It's poor and the working poor. But Kamala Harris, Barack Obama, they say the middle class. That's Sandy, that's my experience and your experience. But these wealthy millionaires, Democrats and others, they think this stops at class. They don't know if me and you, we miss a paycheck or a paycheck and a half, our asses, we gotta get on the phone, we gotta write some letters, we gotta hug some family members, ask for some favors, or our ass is grass. See, these are a bunch of millionaires. And they don't give a shit. No politician cares. But I'm just saying, how come we haven't grasped the economic usage of our vote? We're around here falling out about, oh, you vote for Trump, you blah, blah, blah. And we telling y'all, those who vote for Kamala, so you like, all you want about is abortions? Because that's all her campaign has been on, abortions. Reproductive rights. Get out of here. And then you spend all this time on wondering why so many masculine men have gone over to conservative or independent parties. Then you want to call them a bunch of names. Well, I say them. You gonna call us a bunch of names because I didn't vote Democrat at all, and I didn't vote in 2020 at all. I'm an independent. I went elsewhere. I went to other places. I always try to push an independent candidate, but this year I'm just like, no, I moved on from all of that. Certainly, it's so easy. You can be worried. All your information is good. He said in the 1960s, the Dixiecrats moved over to the Republican Party, and a Democratic Party. They used the black vote to remain, and often to Reagan mollywopped them in 1984. Okay. Here Dana the Great One says it does matter though because the Caucasian Republicans died and voted for their rights. Okay. There's exceptions do not change the rule though. There's exceptions in a lot of things. But I live by the rule. And the rule is black Americans have not mastered the vote, or they have not gained an understanding of what the black vote means. Everyone else understands it. That the vote is very important. But we're thinking that we vote against somebody else, we're letting them have it. But no, we're not voting like we're supposed to. Dr. Claude Anderson's reaching his 90s, close to 90. He's been telling us economically in his book, Black Powernomics and Black Labor, White Wealth. He's been telling us for over 50 years, 50 years, trying to teach us about the power of ownership and the power of our votes. But we still let these people on the Democratic side, and I keep saying the Democratic side because black people, foundational black Americans for the 60 years have voted over 92, 93% Democrat. So anybody coming here and say, what about Trump? What the fuck about Trump? Y'all worried about the few black men, because y'all act like black women haven't voted for Trump either. Black women voted for Trump in 2020. Black women voted for Trump in 2016. Black women voted for Trump in 2020. And guess what? Black women and more black men are going to vote for Trump. But everybody seemed to have the smoke for black men. Isn't that amazing? So I'll say to them sisters who vote for Trump, I want y'all to keep sneaking up behind and get and just increasing the numbers. But after tomorrow, regardless of who wins, I guess, as I said, may the best man wins. We still gonna have to get intelligent about. Um, and the choice is: you gonna vote for economics. Um, you gonna vote for economics, or you gonna vote for abortions, or you gonna vote for trans changes. You gonna vote for paying for the military people to get sex. You're gonna pay for uh, little boys 5 and 6 years old being able to make the choice without their parents' permission to get a operation. Are you gonna vote for men putting on a wig and playing women's sports? Are you gonna vote for men wearing a mustache to be able to get into women's locker rooms in high schools and colleges? Are we gonna? That's what we're voting for, or are you gonna vote for economics? That's basically what the Republican side is, regardless of all the personality shit. And please spare me the racism. Wait, racist is this? How y'all see all the racism in Trump, but you can't see no racism in Joe Biden and Kamala Harris? She lied back. She married a white man and she adopted 3 white kids. How black is that? Since y'all trying to make her black, and then you bring out celebrities to try to, they lie. Everybody reading the script. Everybody. The Democratic Party will bring out celebrities, then bring out policy. Because number one, that one wasn't even brought in. I see if she had handled I wouldn't have been so hard on her had she not lied, tried to come in under being black. I believe that Rachel Dolezal is black before I believe Kamala Harris is black. At least Rachel Dolezal married a black dude and had some mixed kids and did a lot of black stuff. She went to Howard too, but y'all don't give Rachel Dolezal her flowers for being black. How come? And Rachel Dolezal didn't transfer from another school from Canada. Y'all didn't know that either, did you? Rachel Dolezal went straight to, I think she's at Howard undergrad. I don't know if she pledged a sorority that might have messed it up. But it's interesting how we pick and choose. That's one of those we got off code. And we started going these other directions because we wanted these buttered biscuits. We wanted these jobs and all that, which is nothing wrong with that. But you know, as vast and as large as America is, black folks, we couldn't control all of that. Everything we created, we have to sell it to the corporate white interest. BET didn't have to be sold. That man was making millions of dollars, but he wanted $1 billion. Okay. But we so busy trying, we outweigh the power of ownership with how many of dollars we can get from selling it. See, when you don't own it, you don't control it. That's why ET is trash. Bounce is like, oh, please, really? What's that? TB1. Kathy Hughes makes sure she don't make a. She's very safe. You know, they don't push any black, push a bunch of cartoon character foolishness. And so we're worried about those few blacks that's voting for Trump, that has voted that's voted in the past and will vote for Trump tomorrow. That's what Negroes concerned is. Instead of, we got, as I'll use one of Trump's terms, we had enemy within. It's 3 of them: black gays, black Greeks, and the black witches. These have always been their enemies within our race. They're the ones who's always snitched and always fought against independence. Right now, look at all and see these dudes, a man that talks about he's voting for Kamala Harris. All of them, if not 75 to 80% of them are Zest Fest dudes. If they're not Greek affiliated or Boule affiliated or Greek, they're definitely homosexual. So don't take my word for it. Go ask any black dude that said he's voting for Kamala Harris and then wait a minute. But most of them are. So I'm gonna say, like, every black dude that go up for Kamala, he a gay or he. But a lot of them are. You see him on TV, and you see him in person. So if I can go for Kamala, what's the black interest in that? Where's the blackness in that? Because nothing she talks about is black. So okay, great. Let's leave out the black. What about the money? See, one thing about your enemy, they ain't gonna fool with you. They'll say, hey, what I've learned from observing the Republican Party, they don't like nobody. But they make the money available. All of it, of course. That's just America. America don't make nothing hardly available for blacks. But they'll make hint and say, here you go right here, go get it. Here it is right here, go get it. That's the Republican Party. And one thing about them, they're on some stuff that the Democratic Party doesn't promote. They promote husband, wife, and children, man being a household. The Democratic Party pushes women, you don't need no man. You can do it yourself, have your kids out of wedlock, your baby. That's what they push. Feminist women, you don't need any babies, abort them. Get you an abortion. No, they don't even say get an abortion pill or get on birth control. They just said, your body's your choice. Isn't that interesting? It's amazing. Who's this? Quiet Storm. He says, what are you talking about? Mumbo jumbo without making sense. Obviously, I am making sense because you had to come and ask the question. Must have triggered you. But welcome, you son of a bitch. So I'm throwing out a lot of topics. And the title of this Quiet Storm is State of the Black Vote. A lot of sense. Because a lot of things happen. I go from topic to topic. Just bring your forward brain on and keep and keep up. So that's the last comment I'll read from you. So but it's just amazing how we just lost our way as relates to as a group. Other groups are on it, and like they're more intelligent. They're a group who has not been bothered by a lot of the stuff that black people go through in this country. And it's interesting how we're working so hard to erase racism without getting rid of the system. See, if you want to erase racism, having sex with white girls, having sex with men, creating mixed kids, they don't erase racism. Well, it's like spraying. Let me tell you something. Trying to be intersectional, multicultural, diversity in the DEI. All that is like equivalent to putting deodorant on somebody who just did 4 push-ups and came from football practice. You still a stinking ass. So you come with all these distractions. That's not going to end it. But the best defense against a lot of this system is your unity as black people. Because one thing about it, we're in all kinds of spaces. I would hear people say, well, you got to have a seat at the table. Well, in the past 60 years, and even current, people in all kinds of tables. But then they sit there and plate just for themselves. But I just heard the Muslim community tell Kamala, we as a community don't support you. We, and they're all on one accord. When Nick Cannon insulted the Jews, they all came together and straightened their business up. And then when they thought Kyrie Irving said something that was disparaging or shared something that was disparaging to the white Jewish community, they all and thought they were shutting down the economic flow to this man. Black people, we haven't even mastered the vote. So that means we haven't mastered black unity. We don't understand what we should be doing. And it's not about you should think the way I should think. Because I'm just remembering and reading what the scholars told us before they died, either penniless, angry, depressed, and some of them alone, or some of them, their lives from an assassin's bullet, trying to teach black people how to appropriately purport ourselves in this country. But we're thinking we marry interracial and all this, that's going to end racism. No. The way you combat racism is with economics. See, you get your own money, you can build your own infrastructure. You can build your own. So when we vote, we have to pose these questions to these candidates, Republican, Democrat, Independent, or whatever. But we don't pose these questions except if we're trying to be a smart ass to a Republican. Isn't that amazing? But you don't ask the Democratic candidate a damn thing. Because we're too busy being entertained by the Democratic political candidate and the party. This campaign it's worse than Hillary Clinton. She did her hot sauce in the purse, racist bitch. She did all of that. Joe Biden said, if you don't know whether to vote for me or Trump, you ain't black. And they still voted for him. Clinton called us super predators. Black men still voted for this bitch. But look, our votes prevailed. Now I don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring, but I'm still my eyes are still on the prize, Black unity. But we're so far gone though. There is a small segment of us, and I like for us to meet up one day. I know it's a lot of us, particularly black, sexual, masculine black men. Because if you know me when I was young, you know me now. You know I've never gone along with the crowd. And all her campaign to get the black voters talk about women's reproduction right and how racist the Trump is, and we're all gonna die. Your rights are gonna I don't want to go back. Like we don't have three government. How the fuck you gonna be a dictator in this country? Those other countries got one person who run everything. Over here we got three branches of government, and you have a choice of who you put in as state rep, as congressman, senator. But over there they don't. So y'all actually bought this crap? It's stupid. But like Dr. Claude Anderson's always teaching, even after tomorrow, whatever the results are, and say if your side won, you want to celebrate. Let me tell you, I don't think black folks gonna get out of Kamala Harris thing. Because remember, we don't expect anything from Trump, right? But it's that there was 4 years of Trump, but he's being handled like he's running for the first time. That's amazing. I'm sitting here observing all this shit. The man was president from 16 to 2020, and it was awesome. And y'all are too cowardly, or too two-faced, or hypocritical to get a man his flowers. This country was fucking awesome. The same bullshit going on. Worldwide, they didn't play with a man. Kim Jong-un didn't shoot another rocket. Israel, Palestine they was breaking bread and having coffee. Who else? The other world leader, them, look, why America got to pay all the goddamn defense money? He said, France, he called them out at their G20 summit. Y'all got money. And they all chuckled with this nervous laughter. They couldn't believe that he was ending their entitlement because all the other presidents just all the entitlement that these other presidents pretty much been giving them, kissing their ass. That's amazing. And so he over there and told them, look, no, y'all gonna pay, all y'all got some money. So why does America have to foot the bill for the world? And they didn't like that. I realized why they don't want this man to be president. Not because no goddamn racism. The United States Constitution is racist. Fuck y'all talking about. And if you black talking about he's racist, or any Republicans racist, okay. But why did you in the goddamn movie talking about business? Aren't we, a lot of us say as a group, you ain't got to like nobody to do business with them. How come that doesn't pop in your head right now? It goes back to my initial presentation. Black people, black Americans don't have learned how to leverage the vote. They give it away so easily. Just tell them they're cute and all of a sudden they're voting for you. Play a saxophone, Bill Clinton, they're voting for you. Teach Roland Martin teaching Hillary Clinton to wobble, and black women just oh my God, oh, is she trying to do it? All they have to do is dance, play an instrument, or use some kind of black scent, and we're okay with that. No, I'm not okay with that. I'm not a slow black person. I'm not impressed, or I won't come enthralled by somebody they're trying to be me. That first of all, that's not me. And we do. We let these people say anything. Don't let them get in the pulpit. You better thank a union. You better thank a union. Right after she said, I'm not going to do anything specific with black people now. And then you motherfuckers talking about some fucking January 6th. What about 1555, motherfucker? That's more significant to me than some fucking January 6th. You know the significance of 1555, you son of a bitch? That's when Africans were snatched and brought over to Jamestown, Virginia, 1555. Some people say what? 1619. Those are the two dates. Fuck a January 6th. Do you see anybody black in that crowd hole? So I don't give a fuck about all that. What's that got to do with me, a heterosexual, masculine black man in America? I stay out of white folks' issues, fool. So get the fuck out of here with that. That don't mean anything to me. So y'all can save your January 6th. I don't care about that shit. Because what was damning to my people, my race, was 1555, or you can take 1619. That's the fucking date that I remember. And I also remember the year. Okay, I won't remember the year, but what's significant to me, the date that what they call it, the green incident happened. Rosewood. That date is significant for me. The date in 1955 when Emmett Till was murdered. See, those are dates that are significant to me. Them give me no fucking January 6th. Hundreds of thousands of black people murdered on those dates. So you want to come on some, no, please spare me. You want to throw some dates that I remember? I remember that James Byrd was dragged in Jasper, Mississippi, you son of a bitch. Those are dates I remember. So don't tell me about no motherfucking January 6th. Now y'all got me cussing on my live. You remember those dates that's significant to me? To my people? Asshole? Hell. Tell me about it. Just stupid. So having said that. And so let me get back to this voting thing, how we don't do it correctly. We're going to have to get to the business of voting. We don't, and it's not all of us, it's just too many of us. Because still, she's going to get 80%, close to 90% of the black vote. There's nothing. Say 1919, Red Summer. Thank you, Nishi Law. Y'all want to throw up dates, motherfucker? We can throw up. We should remember. Hell, the shit that happened to us and still happening. Yeah, don't give me talking about some fucking January 6th. Ugh. Man, tell you, don't play. It's gonna make me go in my arsenal. And so, but yeah. And if y'all know any dates, yeah, some real dates to these January 6th motherfuckers. Let's throw up some real dates that impacted our race. In Philadelphia, when they blew up the Move, what's that? The Move building. Let's find that date. Innocent. Put the date in when they went in and murdered Fred Hampton. Let's remember the day when they murdered Dr. King. Let's remember the day when they murdered Malcolm. Let's get some real dates. Let's get the date when they carved up Africa. The Berlin Summit, the Berlin Conference, when they carved up Africa and renamed some of the countries. Let's get those dates. Oh, fucking, get out of here with that shit. Told you, man, you got the right one today, mister. Or miss, whoever the fuck you are. I couldn't care less. That's right, Tulsa Massacre, 1921. That was it. Yeah, let's get some real dates. Us. Yeah. Cause I'm about us. Just like everybody else is about them. And other people so much about them that they've siphoned off of black people to take them, and America takes care of them. Now, if the question is, do I think America is the coolest place to live? I have to say yes, because I haven't lived anywhere. But would I want to live anywhere else? I don't think so. Because this is the only place I get to express this and keep it moving. So there's no need for you to tell me, America's the best place you can live. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. No, you don't have to tell me that. I know America's the best place because I haven't lived anywhere else. I know, so I don't need you to tell me that. So y'all get it? So there's no need to throw all that stuff at me. I'm over all that shit. I'm above all that kind of foolishness. I know America's the greatest place to live. But it can be better. And what makes it so great is that I can continue as someone who's black and foundational black Americans. By me speaking, those people before me speaking, it made it possible for other motherfuckers to be here comfortably. Other immigrants, just come here, no problem. Because I know I cannot sneak over nobody else's country boundaries and go and get $15,000 a month and get $5,000 and $13,000 and $10,000 in food stamps, $5,000 in cash. No country. Venezuela, El Salvador, Mexico, nowhere. So I understand. But we can be better as a peer. Because we made it possible for every other group, white and tan, they ain't black, white and tan, to come over here great off the backs of our blood and tears. So, and what's it? Raymond said, alive, you were not alive, so that doesn't affect you. You know who else wasn't alive? Raymond Lindsay, you dick eating fat weirdo. A 20-year-old Jew wasn't alive either during Auschwitz. But tell them that, Raymond Lindsay, tell a 20-year-old Jewish white male or white female, you weren't alive when Hitler was putting them in the oven. Tell them that, you stupid. Go tell a Native American they wasn't there. Tell a 30-year-old Native American they wasn't there when Andrew Jackson and George Washington was slaughtering Indians. Tell them they wasn't there. You don't, because when you black, you fucker, you disrespectful. But you're not disrespectful to no other group. So I keep telling you, you go take your tampon out your ass and stick it in your ears and shut the fuck up. Because you're on the wrong live. I don't play with you people. I don't. So you go and tell them what you told me. And then come back and report me what they said to your coward ass. So, but anyway, Facebook, that's how YouTube be showing out. Y'all need to come over to my YouTube channel and go on this Rico the Opinionist. Whew, Rico the Opinion. That's my YouTube channel. Come on over Facebook. That y'all be scared. I'm not gonna go off on y'all like that. I'm just giving this person the time of day because I'm doing my live, and I think that brings a little energy. He or she will know not to come here to my goddamn live with the foolishness. So, Facebook, YouTube, thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for paying attention. This is the state of the black vote. I want something else because I talk about our behavior under racism and white supremacy. I'm of the firm belief that we stopped reading in 1998. Because before then, the 90s was neo-soul, poetry, consciousness, black consciousness. And the books were flowing. We were remembering our authors, our scholars, our revolutionists. It was awesome. Then like 99, 2000, all of a sudden, extra helping of ratchetness and other stuff that's came to us for what we need to be talking about. So, oh yeah, when y'all vote, I guess if y'all vote for Kamala Harris, y'all voting for tampons in boys and men's restrooms. Isn't that something? But vote for who you want to, because after tomorrow, those of you who are black who attacked anyone who decided not to vote for Kamala, are you going to apologize? How we going to do it? We going no. How we gonna make up for each other? Depends on who wins or not. Who depends on who wins. I guess, but I'm talking about after it's over. How we gonna come back together on this? Because there's a lot of ugly things that been like men who say that they're not going to vote for Kamala Harris and not going to vote on the Democratic plantation anymore. You know. So, having said that, I want to say this to black suburbanites. You know, I'm going to tell you right now, you are so two-faced. You black suburbanite, you blacks that live in white neighborhoods. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You know who you are. Now, you may not be guilty of this, but most of you are. See, your crime isn't moving to the all-white, upper-class, white neighborhood and sending your kids to the white schools. This is your crime if you do this. You moved out of the inner city away from around blacks, okay, because, you know, Democratic ran, because a lot of them are poverty and poor systems. They don't have the grocery stores, blah, you know, they have the clothing stores, blah. They don't have that many amenities in a lot of these inner cities. So you got your job and moved to an all-white suburb, mass majority white suburb. Send your kids around all white kids, you know, because you believe they would get a better education. You know how, you know the list. And then they grew up, you send them to a PWI university instead of when you graduate from an HBCU. And so, but here's the deal. This is what makes you such a two-faced, forked tongue. Almost like a little sellout. You take your ass and move to the white suburb, and at least 90% of the time, those white suburbs are represented by Republican representatives, be it they're locally in that city or statewide. But then you bring your ass back to the ghetto and tell blacks in the ghetto to vote Democrat. Now, why would you do that? See, a lot of these Negroes who are pushing for Kamala Harris, like the Joneses and the Bakari Sellers and the Ricky Smileys and Roland Martins. He ain't got no money, but Roland Martin and Joy Reid and all these black celeb Cardi B's, they live in white, suburban, Republican suburbs. Beyonce don't live near Houston, Harris County, nowhere in that Democratic stronghold. This bitch lives in the back of Calabasas, California somewhere. Kelly Rowland, she probably live in Beyonce's guest house. She be up her ass so much, man. I love Kelly Rowland, but some of her behavior is questionable. Yeah, and I'll debate you too. Why do y'all do that? Why do you blacks who know you got a raise on your job, you gone to college, you move to the white suburb and send your kids to the white elementary school, white high school, your daughter's half Oreo, your son is a goofy Oreo, and then you send them to the white schools, but you make sure you stay black, I guess, because you come to your nail done, or you come play basketball in the hood, or go to the juke joint in the hood, I guess, to keep your black card current. But but politically, you don't live anywhere where you tell other blacks to vote. You don't live in no ghetto, no hoods, or nowhere. You know, what's a broke roly poly? It's my Roland Martin. Now, somebody tell me if I'm lying, because I always say stuff. I throw out a lot of opinions, but y'all let me know when I start lying. Because this is what a lot of black folks who always come talk about some vote Democrat, they don't even live in Democratic districts because they live in beautiful suburbs, gated community, even if it's an apartment, some beautiful apartments in a Republican district. You are a sleeping Republican while talking Democrat. You two-faced liar. Why do y'all tell poor people to vote Democrat? Y'all live in Republican communities. I don't understand that. Somebody gonna tell me. Lisa Lord says gatekeepers. Somebody answer me, damn it. Y'all talking about everything else. Now answer me this. Why do you live in beautiful suburbs? And this is not a crime, by the way. You live in beautiful suburbs. You got your two-story house or your nice cars. Your children are so clean and go to these white schools, middle schools, and all this. Then you bring your ass to South Dallas and tell them broke-ass blacks to Democrat. You bring your ass to North Memphis and South Memphis and tell them broke-ass poor blacks to vote Democrat. Why do y'all do that? Somebody answer me, damn it. If you don't answer me on this live, send an instant message. Send me a note. Answer me, goddammit. Why do y'all do that? Why? Why do you blacks that make plenty of money, you well on your job, whatever your chosen profession is? And by the way, that's not the crime. I'm not attacking you for that. I'm attacking you for your hypocrisy. Yes, I'm attacking for your hypocrisy. You live in a white Republican district, but then you drive your ass 30 miles and decide to get to the ghetto and go and campaign for a Democratic candidate. Sleep Republican, but black. Y'all ain't no better than Candace Owens. But at least Candace Owens keeps it a little more real than y'all do. At least Candace Owens wants to see a solid family, not for all this trans stuff and boys entering girl sports. Say what you want to say about Candace. And trust me, I have some issues with her. Sometimes I can just like, bitch, shut up. But it's a lot of stuff. Hey, she's on point. They say a broke clock is correct at least 2 times a day. So yeah, I want to talk to y'all. You upper middle class, you blacks that live in nice white neighborhoods. Your son or daughter, they don't have black kids in their classroom. Or you live around other suburban Asians. Or those Hispanics who don't call themselves Martinez, they shorten their name to Martin because they live around a lot of white folks and he got a white wife or she got a white husband, their kids white and Mexican mix. You know what I'm talking about. So why do y'all do that? How come you want the people in the ghetto to have the same amenities that you have in your white Republican suburb? In your white Republican. Some of you live in an HOA, bless your heart. Y'all got an HOA, paying the fees and everything. But then you come to the black ghetto and tell them to vote for Democrats. Somebody gonna answer this damn. And I don't want to hear no stammering, no mumbling, stumbling either. Yeah, okay. Y'all gonna play dumb now. Isn't it interesting? When black men have always been leaders in our community. Even there's been a campaign or a narrative to say otherwise. I know this because black men have decided, I'm not voting Democrat anymore. And guess what? As it followed. Even if, let's say, the non-Democratic candidate isn't successful tomorrow, it don't mean we're running back to the plantation. What I want to do is encourage momentum. Because a lot of things have happened as a result of this campaign this year, this Democratic campaign, this Harris campaign. It woke a lot of people up, and also it exposed a lot of people for who they really are. Everybody came out the woodworks. Everybody came out against black men who decided not to be on the plantation. We decided in really 2016, and then it grew in 2020, and it's supposed to grow even more tomorrow. And it's going to get bigger because we're now communicating each other. Shout out to social media. Shout out to the particular YouTube channels that's pushing. Come on, brothers. Because one thing I know about black men, when we become successful, guess who has benefits from it? The women. When the women are successful, guess who benefits from it? Nobody else. Because the leader is always charged with the responsibility of being over the community. So whatever I get, it automatically goes to a woman. If I'm dating, I'm trying to get some coochie. If I get married, if I get somebody pregnant, it all goes to a woman. When a woman gets married, a man don't get shit. When she get pregnant, he don't get shit. When she get $10 billion for 10 years from Goldman Sachs, that don't benefit the men. Do you understand that? So all these weird ass policies that y'all talking about, reason y'all vote for Kamala, we're talking about the wage gap Party B, who should be charged. How come these black male rappers are getting so many charges and all of this, but she admitted to something, poisoning black men, robbing them once she poisoned them when she was a stripper. But no black female prosecutor or DA or even black male have you come after her. No DA of any race, unless y'all attack is on black men. I don't agree with none of these little rappers are talking about, but I'm not blind. These women acting a damn fool out here. Fonnie Willis got off. She wasn't supposed to. The same so-called felon that Trump got, Fonnie Willis was supposed to get. She paid for some peanuts with taxpayer dollars and gave her penis a $100,000 a year job. He paid for some coochie. He's the most horrible man on the planet. Get out. The fuck out of here. And by the way, let me go back to that. The brothers see, there are a lot of black men who are waking up, and a lot of people don't like it. The Democratic hates it. And the women who love the Democratic Party, they hate us. They call us all these names. And if it wasn't for black men, black women wouldn't even be standing. I know y'all been fed that false narrative. Girl, you doing this, sister. Was always a whose back that she's standing on. Whose wallet they're leaning on. Because one thing about it, we can act all the fools we want to on this earth, but don't you know what doesn't change? It is natural for a man to be, even as a single man, want to be a hunter, gatherer, protector, provider of the more fair or feminine sex of us, that is the woman. Natural. But a lot of these women been talked out of that nature. That's why they can't do stuff for them. These men don't do that. These men are open. Men don't like to date because you decided against it. That's why men are treating you like dudes. Because you act like a dude. I ain't gonna pull no chair for no dude. I'm not gonna pay for no meal for no dude like that. I'm gonna pick you at the place. Now, they ain't picking you up. All that shit is dead. You killed it. You let these white liberal women get in your ear instead of sticking to what you know as a woman. Be feminine in the world for feet. But become a feminist and you act a goddamn fool, walk past you, fool. That's why a lot of you opted out to become angry, ignorant feminists. And while the white feminists still got husbands, while the statistics show that black women at barely at 30% never ever see marriage because you got outside of your nature. I mean, any woman gets some money from a man. So when brothers decide to begin the process of understanding politics a little more, I'm not talking about these black gays and black Greek dudes. Not all of them. When I say that, I'm not, y'all know I'm speaking in general because some bunch of fraternity guys who ain't with that shit. Who they frat brothers are that's with that shit. And so I'm speaking it in general. I wouldn't dare castigate an entire group of anybody. Except for like one group. But I know better. So y'all, women make, men make 5 times, 10 times more money than women. So what? When women only get 65 to 7% of the dollar, the men get the whole dollar. Let me tell y'all how this works. I live in real life. I don't live on TV. Let's say she gets 60 cents out of the dollar. If she go on a date, she ain't got to spend none of that 60 cents. He spends all his dollars. They get married, divorced, he gets all the dollars. Her 60 cents ain't moved. So she get her 60 cents plus his dollar. And it's still whining? Because a feminine woman gets to keep her money and get a lot of his money. But a feminist bitch, well, you got to spend your money. Yeah, because you're not very nice. See, men, we go to the bar. Lady's gonna buy you a drink. She still got her 60 cents in her purse. He done pulled out his dollar. Baby, buy you a drink. What's your name? Blah, 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 blah. See, the feminist, hard-head, these men can't do nothing for me. She's spending all her 60 cents and digging in for more 60 cents. She's emptying her purse. But if she had just been a lady, shout out to Sinead Martin, she didn't have to go in her purse. It's the most natural thing that occurs. If you don't believe me, ask a white woman. If you don't believe me, ask an Asian. If you don't believe me, ask a woman from India, sister. But it's so unfortunate that the actual natural attraction for men has been literally driven out of a lot of women today. You can say that about men too, I guess, if you want to, but I don't care. But I think it's more so than the women. Because one thing about a man, they said, well, bro, he'll go get his money and go still buy him. But if 30 minutes or an hour, some company. Yeah. From the woman. So ladies, y'all just, I'm trying to give y'all the game on how to keep winning as women. Now, a lot of you use your femininity to manipulate. That's not cool. It's a modern day Jezebel or Eve. That's not how it works. So that's what y'all voted for equal rights for women. But I thought Obama did the Ledbetter Act that equalized the money. Some folks said, no, it was just for white women. Okay. Move on to something else. Did y'all see this bullshit with D.L. Hughley? This Black Men Summit on BET. I saw clips on different YouTube podcasts. I waste my time watching that trash. Isn't it interesting how all these people, all these black celebrities, y'all see them coming out endorsing Kamala? The Democratic Party raised about $700 million in campaign donations from plenty of money. And they spending it too. D.L. Hughley has been killing it on his Instagram page. He putting so many articles up, anti-Trump, pro-Kamala, he is paid off. He's out talking, he's joined the lie about calling black men misogynist and calling them sexist. They won't vote for this black woman, and they all getting paid to say black woman. They are. Everybody get paid to say black woman. Talk about reproductive rights and call black men misogynist and sexist. Y'all know these folks are paid off, right? They make plenty of money. They spending plenty of money. I reportedly paid Beyonce $10 million for that appearance, and reportedly paid Megan Thee Stallion, I think close to $3 million or something. Reportedly, allegedly. See, none of this stuff is free. Every appearance there's a fee. Even Usher's been up there, And then people were saying that all these people, all these celebrities is coming out of nowhere and showing up on her campaign trail. These are supposedly some of the folks who probably on them Diddy tapes. I ain't finna go there, so don't y'all accuse me of nothing. Allegedly, reportedly, I'm just saying. And it does seem kind of suspicious. How's she getting all these damn celebrities coming out against you? These celebrities, they these are millionaires living in secluded parts of the country. And probably in homes in other countries. They gonna come in and tell you, Joe broke self, to vote for people who keep black folks poor. And only benefits the three that's been selling out black folks for their own selfish benefits: black gays, black Greeks, and the religious or the black preachers. They part of Boule too. Nancy Lord said it was a 304 concert. They had Glorilla, everybody, Glorilla, Megan, she did a concert, Glorilla, and this little nasty girl that talked about her twat. I mean, all kinds of stuff. Cardi B, Miss Wet A, Poop A, Poo Poo. You know, that's a part of her campaign. And ladies, y'all think that's okay? Ladies, if y'all want to win, y'all need to be trying to get some men. And all those rallies were just feminist rallies. And let's say if she were to win tomorrow, it's not a win for black people. It's not a win for black women. Again, they're going to use because some reason y'all bought into the fact that black men and women aren't supposed to be together. That's so stupid. And other races are laughing. Look at them dumb chicks. Then they have the audacity to make videos on TikTok. Other groups of women talking about you, black woman, how you have thrown away your man from listening to liberal white women. And they going home to husbands. Did y'all know a lot of liberal white women are doctors and attorneys? They got professional husbands at home, and they still go home and cook and clean and massage his feet. Did y'all know that? Mm-hmm. Because they get home, they're trying to raise a family and raise the children up in a family. We're the only ones that think it's okay for single women to raise children. Not because husbands walking off at large numbers, because these women are choosing futures and canons to have their babies by. Types, no, the street dudes and don't give a shit about nothing. And the Cam Newtons, they choosing to line three black dudes, Cam Newton, Nick Cannon, and Future, to have all babies. And none of their babies have fathers. Most 77% of them don't have fathers. But they want to get on the national news saying, our children need fathers. They need to protect black women. Why don't y'all get those little street dudes here having all y'all babies by to protect? Isn't that amazing? That's what I'm saying. See, I like to talk about our behavior under racism, white supremacy. Because we appropriately. Because it's something, we stop reading. And if anybody like a copy of my black book list, maybe we start reading, we'll understand what this live is about. How can I? Cash App, $ Rico the Opinionist. Please me email address with your Cash App for $5. I'll send you a copy of my black book list. I'll give you even a copy of, if you send $10, I'll send you a complimentary copy of my Willie Lynch letter. Of a copy of Willie Lynch letter that I have. So 5 for 1, 10 for 2. Rico the Opinionist is in the description box if y'all want a copy. Because we're going to have to get back to reading order to know what the fuck we doing when it comes to politics. But I want to urge all of us locally to let's vote against blue no matter who and start bringing in some independent candidates that's talking about things such as family courts, reparations, economic structure, economic development in these black neighborhoods, in these inner city or urban areas that benefit the people who live there. I'm not saying build new stuff and kick the people out, but build new stuff and employ the people to help them to build it, to rebuild it. Pay them $25 an hour. The economy going in these urban areas. You know, put some real Aldi's and Kroger's and Fiestas and Walmarts and Ross and Five Belows. Put some strips and Targets around there. Perhaps you can bring the businesses, and the money will flow in the black neighborhood. Bring some entrepreneurial dollars. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all keep voting for these people who can give two shits about you, because all they do is give you rappers, actors, actresses. A bunch of, he racist. Who? Y'all think we know about racism? We've been in this damn country 440 years, 500 years. I think we're pretty well abreast on the topic of racism. But it seems that we understand how to use our voice, our votes, for economic reciprocity. And again, I didn't think I know I veered away from that whole D.L. Hughley summit. Let me tell you something about that trash ass event. You had Jermaine Dupri dressed like a 4-year-old girl with some bobby socks on. Again, it's a 50-something-year-old man. Had D.L. Hughley with the black shades on, hiding from the world because he's a liar and a scammer and a bitch, allegedly, reportedly. But he's definitely an infidel, infidelity committing motherfucker in his marriage. He said this out loud and had a baby back in the day. He said this out loud on his own shows and probably in the articles and the interviews he's done. But then you had, who else on there? Mumble mouth Ben Crump. Well, you know, the sexist and misogyny. You had Michael Ealy. Michael Ealy, he talks. Had no idea that he even talked. But he on there talking, I can't believe it. Y'all think it's really brothers of sexist or misogynistic because it's a woman? Michael Ealy. You know, Michael Ealy, he was just up there trying to make up for marrying this non-black woman, and the black woman were mad at him. So he trying to, I guess, prove that he a man too. Get out of here, Michael Ealy. Bad enough he got dumb doorknob DL there. Then you had this Ben Crump who's suing my hometown of Memphis, Tennessee, $700 million for the death of this black man who was murdered by members of Omega Psi fraternity. But Ben Crump, how come you haven't sued the National Organization Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated? Because its members murdered that black man. The men who participated in the murder of Tyree Nichols was of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, your fraternity, Ben Crump. Y'all saw these black Democrat Negro males be playing games? But anyway, I said it. And then all those cats up there, who else is up there? I'm trying to remember. It was DL, Jermaine Dupri, dressed like a 4-year-old little girl in bobby socks. Robert Kozar, thank you, man. B1. Who else? Who else? DL. Oh yeah, that about a Tennessee. You know, Justin Pearson. Y'all seen him? He began as a little college cut, easy, low fade, tight loose suit with this private white school in the eastern part of Tennessee. All of a sudden, years later, not too many years later, he comes across with this dented afro and this little bitty skinny suit. But first he was fighting for it, which was a good thing. He was fighting for the environment in Memphis. All of a sudden, when he decided for state representative out of one of the poorest districts in Memphis, all of them are poor in here, District 86, that was held by an older black woman by the name of Barbara Cooper, and I loved her. Rest in peace, Miss Barbara Cooper. District 86. And respectfully, she was too old and had been there too long, and so there was really nothing happening in that district. And so he got in, and he went in there and caused all this ruckus, and all of a sudden national news under the Democratic banner, and people are like, oh my God, this young man's on fire. You know, one thing about these Democratic candidates, they learn the art of articulating, just going and going and going. That's their claim. But when they get through talking, pay attention to their actions. Talk a good game. But so I stood back like I always do. I'm an Aquarius. I don't jump all in on anything. I just sit back and watch. I'm 55 years old. I've lived through candidates, political candidates, Democrat shit and all that. So I want to see, okay, they done made a boy wonder out of this guy. He done shape-shifted into this black dude all of a sudden. After the attention of the women, the old black church women and the middle-aged black, oh my God, look at he's so smart. He got to, anyway, he got up there and I'll tell anybody, if you want to become a superstar in the Democratic Party, talk about two things right away. First, you have to go in on attacking the Republicans on call them racist, that's easy. Talk about, I guess, homophobia, that's another one, and gun control. You get in there, he wanted to An incident happened in Nashville where a middle school or private school was shot. White kids were shot. And I'm sorry for the family. But this incident happened, and he jumped right on it. We need gun control. That's the reason we need gun control. I don't know why they think they can go up against the ERA. ERA is settled, and America's not going to give up guns. And I'm one of those persons who believes guns don't kill people, people do. Got it? But he understands this too. But he understands what gets people going. And that's called momentum, political momentum. He jumped on it, called himself bucking the people in the state legislature there in Tennessee, and they kicked him out, and they censured and suspended him, and he won the seat back legitimately, and now he's back in, him and a Filipino guy, a black guy, and a white woman. The white woman's running for Senate for Marsha Blackburn. I don't know those people in East Tennessee gonna choose this Democrat over this mean ass. She's like Marsha Blackburn is like the Lindsey Graham Tig of Republicans in the state of Tennessee. She's an awful white woman. She's terrible. She's like the Marjorie Taylor Greene of Tennessee. She's a horrible bitch. But they love her. They're gonna keep her there. Oh, she's disgusting. And so he got in on that. And then I guess when he was getting put back in, we had this little rally outside the Tennessee House, or when he had made it back to Memphis. He did things like he was shouting, and and God here, and whoa, and God gonna make it way, and all the black folks and the little soft, zesty dudes out there. That's right, that's right. They like their religious carrying on. He just yes sir, ain't God good? Amen, amen. And God, he did all of that. They know the formula to get the black women's soul. That's their religious foolishness. They know it, and so that's what he's done. He went by the Democratic playbook. And so, but one thing about Justin, you talking that shit talking about black men on that thing. No, this is our time as black men. First of all, Justin, you're full of shit. Yeah, you are, you little bastard. Here's the deal. We're talking about the gun control and all the stuff that happened for the unfortunate incident happened. Not one time did you or any of those Democrats in the state house or across the country that interviewed you mention that the shooter was trans. None of you little slick bastard. But on the same end, this same Justin, he gets his ass all on TV. He's representing his district. Now, I'm from Memphis. I know his district, but it's poor, it's fucked up, no jobs and nothing. He gets his ass on national TV in the state house. You know what his issues that he's fighting for? Homophobia. The president, Republicans, homophobia, transphobia, xenophobia, and women's rights. Or, those three. 4. If you go in his district, you were to ask anybody in there, so how has xenophobia affected your paycheck? Has it helped you get money? So has xenophobia prevented your neighborhood from receiving that it deserves? Has homophobia impacted your life to the point that there's no industry in your district where they employ people? So has arachnophobia caused us to be underfunded? And so, brother, I'm sorry, brother, has agoraphobia, has that caused you to get on more child support or decreased your child support? That's it. Or family courts, it caused it in family court. They talk about everything other than the real issues in their district. That's your Democratic candidate. They don't do shit in these neighborhoods. They talk about national issues because their goal is to up nationally and get on CNN, MSNBC, and get one of those liberal platforms. They want to be commentators on one of these shows, or they want to go around doing speeches. But they didn't think in their district. I'm from Memphis. I lived there for years before I moved to Dallas-Fort Worth. The same crap is happening in the black sections of Dallas. In the black sections of Dallas. Same thing. The same rhetoric. They have their galas and the tuxedo and tennis shoes, balls and all that. But you go ride through their districts, they're shitholes. In Memphis, his district is a shithole. The largest segment of his district is a shithole. He doesn't talk about that. He talks about homophobia, transphobia, xenophobia. in this district. What the fuck they got to do with people's poverty, Justin? But no, y'all keep on. Y'all keep on. Because, see, I lived through, and my folks lived through. Now, Harold Ford Sr. wasn't so bad, but he didn't really do shit either. But his son, Harold Ford Jr., who's now on Fox 5, on Fox News on network, yeah, that Democrat, but he looked like a white man, so he just skated through 10, 12 years as being a congressman out of the blackest district there, District 9. Now these little slow blacks of it, they elected a white Jewish guy who might be gay for the past 20 years. And the dick is a shithole. So it goes back to black people having mastered the vote. We're supposed to be voting for economics. We're supposed to be bargaining for cash, not someone's goddamn personality. But that's how women vote. Ooh, that's cute. He nice, not only, but men vote different. That's why we got the fuck off the Democratic plantation. We're not damn how nice he is. We don't care about any of that. Where's the money? We're just like Asians. Where's the money? We're just like white Jews. Where's the money? We're just like the Arab community. Where's the money? We're just like Latinos and Hispanics. Where's the money? We're just like white liberal women. Where's the money? That's bland. But sisters, that y'all, yeah, we still vote based on who we think is nice or nice looking. All that kind of foolishness. And we're still behind. Your children, these same black women that keep voting Democrats, their children are being destroyed in these public schools. They're being destroyed in these streets. They can't hardly go to school. They can't hardly go to the movies. They can't hardly go anywhere without any kind of violence being perpetrated against them. Or their boys being suspended from school at higher rates than any other racial group or his racial counterparts. But y'all still voting Democrat. Get out. So tomorrow, do what I guess you normally do. And if she ends, all y'all gonna get. Claire Cook, what's up? Claire Cook says, how bad does it have to get for them to vote, to wake up? I don't know. That, as one who's left a Democratic plantation, that ain't my business anymore. It's unfortunate. Because my whole thing is independent and getting more sisters, more black women, and more black men to think independent party. Because we probably can't make that much of a dent on the national scale because the Democratic Party, they've already brought in. And when she's elected, she's going to give amnesty to illegals to replace the black vote. That's what they're doing. They see that a lot of us are leaving led by black men, so they're gonna do that. That's what's happening. And so, y'all talking about some Project 5. Shit. Let's see, it's wrenching to watch every 4 years. Well, that's what you're saying. It's wrenching to watch every 4 years. Same thing. Do you think if you vote unaffiliated, your vote goes towards Trump? Evrika, the only vote that goes towards Trump is the vote that you put towards Trump. Don't that make sense? I'll give you an example. If you had a business, Evrika, and I went to your business, and I decided to, instead of buying something from your business, I decided to just keep my money in my pocket. Does that mean my money to you, or does it mean that went to my pocket? Vote went towards Trump. You vote for Trump? Okay, boy. THC said, well, you must be for the party of liberation, socialism and liberation. Votes Socialist 24. I'm for the party that black people can get the most for their vote, and Democrat is not it. So pick one. Democrat is not it. Black people don't get shit for their vote from Democratic Party. And I can say this, you know what? Democratic Party could work if black people stop trying to act like it's our pleasure to be Democrats. The party can work. I'm going to say this, because a lot of you are not going to get off the plantation. At least you can do is stop in the plantation. Black people don't even ask the Democratic candidates for nothing. They don't demand no money. They don't demand any money. They don't money. All they do is, would you come to my church so I can speak? Will you come to my high school to speak? They give them money. I say, God damn. So, the Democratic Party can be changed around. But the women will have to do it because the women are the ones that they cater to. Now, if the women said we've had enough, He said Lyndon Baines Johnson, Erica, what about him? He used to say nigger for breakfast. He said we're going to have black folks voting for Democrats 200 years. That was Lyndon Baines Johnson said, Erica. Keep speaking out. Okay, Claire, I would, but y'all know that Cash App. That Cash App is a real thing in the description box. And that's Zelle. I even have Zelle, and I can continue to speak out. With your support, I swear I can. There's a lot that help me to just do more lives. See, I can do more lives and probably be out in the community more if I didn't have to work. Because even the 9 to 5 or the 9 to 10, or I'm sorry, 9 to 7, so that keeps me away from the work I really want to do and get out there. But I appreciate you that encouragement. And I appreciate all of you for hitting that Cash App or that Zelle that's in my description box on my Facebook channel as well as my YouTube channel. And I want my Facebook folks, I want y'all to come on over to my YouTube. After December 31st, I'm moving strictly to YouTube. There will be no more lives on my Facebook page, just articles. But my lives and my being able for us to talk to each other, it'll be on my YouTube channel. Got it? So y'all got about what's in November, December. Got a couple more months. I'll be going live every once around on Facebook, but it's all about this YouTube. Yeah, that's what it's about. So we can go ahead and make it happen. I'll probably see your boy out and about on the streets with his YouTube channel. Get up to 1,200 folks. We can do this. Let's work together on this. Y'all get me out the workhouse and put me out the streets out here and put me behind the microphone and do my thing. But yeah, and this whole live has been about us leveraging our vote. It is what it is. Again, I hope that May the best wins. But and again, with the Kamala Harris, should she win? Should they put her in there like they did with the Democratic nomination? Should they just put her in there? People who are gonna be the happiest are the people who's been the gatekeepers of our race. That's been the black Greeks, black gays, the boulets, and preachers. They're the ones, because they can't wait to try to get a job in the White House. That's all they're fighting for. They try to get a job in the White House. Trying to get some more dances like Obama used to do. She said, what was your awakening and when? Claire Cook asked me, what was your awakening and when? Claire, I'm kind of different. I knew something was different when I was young as a kid. I used to ask when I was like 7 years old, and the busing started. I started first grade in 1976, so busing was still kind of getting underway. And I remember, so it had to be grade year or something, first or second grade. And I remember asking my mom, because when they went and got black kids out of black neighborhoods to bust them into these white neighborhoods, it was like across town. We had to get up like almost earlier so we can get on the bus about 30 minutes earlier. It was just a mess. And I remember asking my mom, like, how come I have to get up so early to go all the way over there to their school? My mom like, get on up and put your clothes on and get ready. And see, I didn't know what I was asking as a little kid. All I understood was the discomfort. Why did I have to get up so early when I had a school right up the street called Springdale Elementary, right around the corner from my neighborhood? I could stroll up there. But they bust us out to Well Station and Kingsbury and stuff, to the white neighborhoods. But I don't call them busing too many white kids to our junior high school, none of that. It was crazy. So when I bust no white kids out there to the black neighborhoods, so I'd let you know it was a bunch of mess then. So when I got to high school, Claire, I used to ask the wrong question. This 86, 87, 88. I remember asking one of the teacher who taught photography. She was also over the yearbook. I said, Miss Savard, she was a Creole, very light-skinned Creole woman with very dark, big curly hair that came to her shoulders with dark eyes and very cute. And she, not because she was light-skinned and mixed, she just happened to be pretty. And she had this sexy Southern accent. I'll never forget Miss Savard. I'm 55, so that lady's 70-something now. Damn. She's just probably 65. She probably still can get it. But I was 17 or something when I asked her. I said, Miss Savard, how come Fraser High School I went to, It's 51% white and like it's 49% black, but the yearbook is 99% white. And she looked at me like, well, if you don't like the way things get, why don't you become part of the yearbook staff and you become a photographer? I said, okay, I accepted the challenge. See, I got a camera with black and white exposures, 27 exposures. And I took at least 26 pictures of black kids, acting goofy in the cafeteria. Charles and Donnell are playing in the classroom. All those little memes, right? Guess how many pictures that I took of all these black kids ended in the yearbook, ended up. I'll tell you, 2. And I don't even think I was one of them. So let you know all that crap about, you got to become part of the system to change the system. I learned then that was a bunch of bullshit. Then when I got to high school, I was just always thought differently from my other. That made me automatically the kid outside. I was always viewed as the one outside of whatever the norm is. I've always kind of, did my own thing and used my own brain. Maybe because I'm an Aquarius and we're always in our heads and we question stuff. And so when I got to college, my HBCU, I learned a whole lot of stuff. I'm thinking I'm in a Mecca, a paradise. Shit. In high school is when I learned about Aunt Jemima and Oreo kind of blacks, because I beat the white girl for student body president when I was a senior. But the black woman didn't like my approach in my campaign. I didn't have any money. I didn't have a budget. She did. Her dad was my shop teacher, and he was also coach of the football team. And so this black lady was over all the senior activities. And she, I drew hand signs with notebook paper, placed them up, says, vote Rico for senior class president. Vote Rico, because I would write D underline N, because he gives a D underline N. Just trying to make it interesting. Just try to provoke thought or laughter, something to get some attention with my little cheap signs written by hand. And then I wrote one that says, don't be a fart, smart. Vote Rico for senior class president. I wrote those all around the school. And so it came out, because I said, I'm not going to beat the popular white girl. She had popcorn machines, giving out little gifts and all that kind of stuff. And it came out, the results on over the intercom. I know, Claire, you didn't ask for all this, but I'm just telling the story. And so it says, blah, 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 blah. Now, the senior class president, such as 50 votes. Yeah. Rico Rivers, 150 votes. I'm like, what? I was shocked. I beat the white girl. And so, remind me of that video, Mama, I found a white girl. And so, thank you. And so, okay, Claire. And so, Claire, and Facebook, I'm still over here. I'm just talking. Claire asked me a pretty cool question, very in-depth question. Y'all can ask me questions too over here at Facebook. But so I was class president-elect all the way until after second period lunch. And then I was called to her office. And she was talking this solemn thing, almost like she said, well, I see that you won. Okay, but I was walking down the hall. That's how she talks, such a bitch. I was walking down the hall, and piece of paper floated down off the wall and it landed on my face. Very dramatic, bro. And I grabbed it and I read it. It says, don't be fired, be And I said, oh no. And I'm looking at her I'm like, I know you won, but I can't let you be president, because a leader has to show it from the very beginning, and I don't know if I can trust you. I said, stop right there. That's when I went into this rage. I like, look, no, I told her, I said, no, you wanted the white girl to win anyway. No, boy, no, that's not true. I said, yes, it is, and fuck you, bitch. I screamed at her like, fuck you, bitch. I ran to my class. No, I stormed off, mad. But you know what she didn't do? She didn't call the principal. She didn't report me to the office. She didn't do none of it because she was wrong. Yeah, she took it from me and gave it to the white girl. And even before then, she made sure that I didn't probably participate. She made sure because, we were planning for senior trip. And I worked a job after school. And I didn't get paid until Friday. No, the due date was Friday that morning at school. But I didn't get it Friday when I got to my little job. And I asked her, I said, well, her name was Ethel Bates. So Miss Bates, well, can I pay for my trip? It was $169 in 1987 going to Disneyland. I said, can I pay money on Monday? And so she's like, oh no, I can't accept any money. I came up there Monday with my money. She said, no, Friday, like, no, I can't accept any. This is the deadline. I'm like, wow. And I walked in on Monday, she's still the same way. I'm like, well, I got paid Friday. And I saw her writing receipts and giving people receipts in front of me. Oh yeah. So I learned about the Oreo Aunt Jemima sister in high school and I got to college. A lot of stuff about us. When you start talking about things that land on our feet, my voice, I was quiet the first year, but the second year I kind of came alive because I observed something that didn't make sense. And that was, we were at the HBCU. We had this thing called Lyceum that opened us to other cultures or music, other aspects of like different forms of music, like be it poetry, opera, jazz, soul, all kinds of stuff, right? And so they still had these three white guys playing the saxophone. And I was like, wait a minute. If you're gonna introduce us to jazz as sophomores, where are Grover Washington Jr., one of the Marsalis brothers? What's with these three white dudes doing on our damn campus in our auditorium? And I was complaining about it, and one of my freshman orientation teacher, Mr. Moody, about 6 and counting, very dark-skinned, tall man with white, pepper hair, very dark skin, with this heavy ass Barry White voice. He said, well, son, if you're gonna complain about it, he said, don't complain about it, do something about it. Damn, is he throwing me off and shit? I'm like, no, but I said, okay. So I wrote about it in the school newspaper. That's how I started, really delving into questioning things and how I became awakened to reality of how things ran. I wrote that article. I was expressing the incompetence of whoever put this committee together, and how could they do this? Is so insulting to those of us as black students at HBCUs. What you know with these three white guys? Jazz. We got the Marsalis brothers, Grover Washington Jr. We got all these other jazz greats that are black. You introduce us to jazz. You bring these three white guys. I'm like, who are the incompetents on this Lyceum committee? Then they come to find out it's my damn English teacher, rest in Dr. Ann S. Williams and others. And they all confronted me for what I wrote. That's how it began. Started off when I was a little kid, about 7 years old. Great question. I appreciate you even for being ignorant and being patient with my story and my explanation. But anyway, I've held y'all too long because I need to start preparing for something I got to do. I'm going to sit in on a group this evening, a batterers intervention. That's what I do. Do counseling. I do out and trying to get back into doing group work. So that's what I do. But I appreciate you. And again, thank y'all so much who've humored me. We had to get our vote together. And again, may the best man win tomorrow. But if Kamala Harris wins, don't think y'all won anything. Just go and celebrate and do this to whoever y'all think that won vote for him. We'll take all that. But we ain't won anything. Because one thing about it, she never presented anything. And then when she was brought in, let me leave y'all, I guess, with this scenario on the Cosby show back in the day. Do y'all remember when Vanessa first brought Davnis around and he thought nobody liked him, even at the dinner table? He thought nobody liked him, and Doc did this, a great example of presentation. He said, okay, thank you. You like a juicy steak? Yeah, I love a juicy steak. Oh, with a baked potato? Yeah, with things around it. Oh, yeah. And all of this, yeah. Okay, Claire said, I hope to see you again. Well, just when you click on the bell for notifications, you'll be able to see me whenever I come on. And he said, okay, you got your steak, your porterhouse steak, you got rolls, you got your baked potato, you got all the little garnishes around it. Then they place it on a garbage can lid. And then he said, I don't think I like that too much. He said, yeah, it's all about the presentation, huh? Yeah. See, Vanessa presented you to us on a garbage can lid. And that's how Kamala was presented to Democratic voters on a garbage can lid. They didn't do a legitimate nomination to give y'all a choice. They always talk about democracy and freedom being at risk, but they didn't practice any democracy through any of this process. They just threw in there. They kicked Joe out of the way. I'm just telling y'all what I saw and what actually happened. And they threw her in here and then threw $700 million behind her. They didn't have any two of her policies she stole from Trump. The no tax on us, and I think even the overtime when she stole that one too. Just making up shit as she goes along. And y'all bought it. Then they sprinkled her with a whole lot of celebrities, a bunch of celebrities with poor character, rappers and actors and actresses who don't need to be talking about nothing political. So they paid off twerkers, actors, you know, Taylor Swift, a 36-year-old, 14-year-old pubescent broad. Just anybody. Beyonce, come on, really? Cardi B. Usher, just stick to singing and dance before we start pulling out your Diddy tapes. All of them. Y'all know who they are. Everybody coming out now. D.L. Hughley, Ricky Smiley, crossdresser. D.L. Hughley cheat on his wife in marriage. Ben Crump, ambulance chaser. None of them. These little politicians, weirdos. So y'all in the garbage and y'all eating off. And long as we as a group been voting them, we've been eating off of garbage can tops, garbage can lids. And that's how they feed the black community, off garbage can lids. But anyway, I digress. That Cash App, that Zelle is in my description box. Please partake of it. And if you like a copy of my black book list, $5 Cash App, please leave it so I can send it to you. Or if you send $10 Cash App, I'll send you a copy. I even send you a copy of my Willie Lynch letter. Not mine, but of the Willie Lynch letter. I still have a copy here. It's a good copy too. If you want a copy of the Willie Lynch letter, send $10. I'll send you. Just please send me an email address. Y'all enjoy your day. Hold on, YouTube. Facebook, thank y'all much. Y'all continue to watch this. Please like, share, and subscribe. Share this video, Facebook, okay? And if you got a minute, just sit down and just listen to it. It's a well over about almost 2 hours. Damn it, I don't like talking that long. But y'all make me talk to you. I can't, and I enjoy it. Y'all be cool, Facebook. Hold on. Let me get y'all on out of here. You abandoned me. I don't live here anymore. Come on, somebody. Watch it, sucker. YouTube, thank you so much. All in the future. Yeah, we'll talk again after the election tomorrow, after the results. Maybe this Saturday or something. Maybe y'all know how I tend to get on there. Y'all know how I tend to I tend to get on here when I'm in the mood. So unless there's any more questions or comments from me on YouTube, anybody else got a question or something you want to ask? Cause I get here. I'll stick around with y'all a little bit. Y'all have any questions or comments on YouTube? I'm about to drink some water. Voice is about leaving me. Any questions or comments about anything that I've said in the past hour and a half, or almost 2 hours? YouTube? Anything? I'll read your question off and I'll keep it moving. Well, all right. Thank y'all so much. I will talk to y'all in the future. Peace.